In addition to the cutesiness of a game like Mario and Rabbids, we also had the ultra-violent Far Cry 5 at the Ubisoft presser. Dan Hay is here. He's the executive producer on the game. This is, how many go-rounds on the Far Cry franchise is it for you now?
Well, this is number 4, I think. As the producer on 3, the producer on 4, the exec on, this is number 4, I think, yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. So I guess one of the big challenges for you is, like, you've made great games already. You're kind of competing with yourself in a way. You have to make something that stands apart and sort of challenges everything that we know about the franchise.
I think that's exactly what we're doing. We think like that, right? How do we make it unique? How do we make it interesting and surprising? I mean, the first time that we started to kick around the idea of Montana, I think everybody in the room was like, Montana, like, walk us through it. And then the more we started to talk about it, it was really surprising and interesting. It's this idea that it's kind of away from things, it's still a frontier, but it's in your backyard and you know it. It still gives you that sense of this frontier, this wilderness, the core of hunting, but now we bring fishing, we bring guns for hire, we bring all this different stuff to it. And for us, when we sort of push the envelope of what we want to do, we really want to make an open world where you can author the story, right? I mean, in previous Far Cry's, it's been a little bit linear, so this time we're saying, look, drop you in the middle of the world, go where you want, meet the people you want to meet, and then sort of author your own experience, and then tell us what story you had.
So it's not like a big bad that's sort of, you know, you got to hunt down at the end. It's more like you're starting to understand who the population is.
It's really organic, right? I mean, we wanted to make it so that there's this character that's definitely out there, but the character is not fixated on you. They're fixated on a mandate that they have. And you're the one who kind of gets in their way, and they turn around and they're looking at you going, all right, I'll deal with you. And then you have these great face-to-face moments. We know we did a good job with Boss, we did it again with Pagan Min, and this time we want to say, what if we could do it with an entire family? And what if each member of that family had a region or had something that they were responsible for, and you could have that FaceTime with you and feel that sense of, you know, the hair on the back of your neck as they step into your space. So we wanted that for this game, and that as you author that experience, you could meet them in a different order. You could sort of experience the game the way that you wanted to experience. So that's what we built.
Was that a fine line for you guys to walk because you wanted to have empathy in this situation? You didn't want them just to be the bad guys and the good guys kind of thing?
It's a tricky thing, right? Yeah. When you're trying to author something that's organic and something that allows the player to be able to do it on their own, just something as simple as, you know, how you discover the world. You know, you're going to meet people, and the first time they meet you, it's going to feel like real life. They may not know you, they may not trust you, or after you've liberated like a small town like Falls End, somebody in the world's going to go, oh, you're the one who cleared out Falls End. I understand you. I know what you did. We put in things in the world where there's moments where you can just have moments where you can step away from the game. Even something as simple as fishing, right? We're watching people play the demo, and some people have been waiting a long time to play the demo, and we're thinking, okay, we've got this sort of story, we've got these cool characters. Somebody picks up a fishing rod and fishes for a half an hour. We're like, play the way you want to play.
That definitely was the way that I sort of encountered the game too. I just charged right into battle, because you have some really bleak and heavy moments in there, and the pacifist in me is like, let's take out all these guys before they get hit in the head by baseball bats, and you've got that freedom in the game. Yeah. You can approach this how you want to, right?
Do what you want to do. We're seeing people get in the plane, right? They get in the plane, they go to Nick's, they make sure that Nick is safe, and then Nick says, here, take my plane. And we author an experience where you can go and strafe and you can go and bomb, but people are just flying around the world and going, wow, this is beautiful, this is amazing. And then all of a sudden, you know, a Chosen comes in and starts to attack, and then all of a sudden you're in a dogfight. But things that are simple, things that you know, like getting into a muscle car. Everybody knows what it's like to kind of step into a car and hear that right piece of music come on. And people are getting into the muscle car, they get that piece of music comes on, and they just go off and explore the world.
Was there, I mean, there's always been a political sort of edge to the Far Cry games. They always make you feel uncomfortable. They've always also been exotic, and now you've got something that's literally and figuratively much closer to home. Was this also a statement on your team that this kind of, uncomfortableness in our society exists not just, over there, it's everywhere? I
think what we really focused on was the father, right? I mean, when I tell the story about how the genesis for the game and the specifics of what we're making right now, you know, for me, I was a kid, I grew up in the 80s, right? And I remember that for me, the real pitch for the game is that feeling when I was a kid of watching the Soviet Union and watching America sort of in this really uncomfortable struggle. And this feeling of me looking up at it as a kid and going, wow, at any time, it feels like we could be this close to the end. And I remember the weight of that for 4 or 5 years, feeling it, and then eventually it dissipated. And it was interesting to me to build a character who had that same feeling like everything is not perfect, everything is not right. And the Father really believes that. He believes that the end of times is coming, that there's going to be a collapse, and so he has this mandate to go out and try and save as many people as he can, whether they want to be saved or not. And that creates a very unique dynamic for this character. It's not just one-on-one. He's got something that he's actually trying to do. And so we put you in that, we put you with a character like that, who's trying to do this thing. There are earnest moments, there are crazy moments, there are fun moments, and then we put you in a world where there are real people in it. And we also built a system that's a little different for us, is that rather than just having a cinematic moment with a character, we wanted you to meet them kind of on their home turf and go up and talk to them. And then if you decide, no, I don't want to talk to you, you wander off, and they're like, hey, okay. And then when you come back, they recognize that you did that. So it feels real. And you have these little, nuanced moments with them. So I think that's the world we built.
Okay, cool. Are you, prepared for the controversy that might be courted? Are you prepared for backlash from people from Montana? And that's obviously going to be something that the news is going to be all over.
I think for us, we know that we're an entertainment brand. We know that movies and television have been doing this for a long time, right? Yeah. And, I think about some of the great movies that I've watched, some of the great TV series that I've watched. They really do port you to a different place. They show you a different economy. They show you a different lifestyle. And that's part of the fantasy. They're entertainment. And for us, we think games have come to the same place, where we have the ability to explore some of the same subjects. But that's the thing, is we built our own world. Yeah. Yes, it's called Montana, but you can't find Hope Montana. We built that. Right. And yes, we built a cult, but it's our cult. Right. And what they believe in is what we built. So we absolutely believe it's an entertainment brand, and we want people to be able to explore it like that.
I mean, we've seen similar kinds of parody that's been taken to the extreme with the Grand Theft Auto franchise. But historically, what's happened in a situation where there's controversy or people being upset about any of that content, a company like Rockstar just disappears and doesn't even get into the conversation. Is that something that Ubisoft is going to do if people start, knocking on your door for quotes and comments? Are they going to say, "Get out there, Dan, go talk about this"? Or are you going to? Is there going to be no comment, no comment?
I feel good about what we built. We built a world that's expansive. We built a world that feels real. But we also made sure that it's our world. So what I feel good about is that people are going to realize that, they're going to see it, they're going to experience it, and I think the game speaks for itself.
I can't wait to play. I'm a huge fan of your work. Love your team. And Far Cry 5, how long do we got to wait for it?
Oh, it's coming out on February 27th, so not long.
All right. It's like a birthday present to me.